one coming from art and design. I thought I ought to make my own, but I'll stick anything in there now. Student-generated teaching and learning materials, think BIBO. Clarifying a language point. Excellent, thanks very much. Well, one thing I wanted to introduce that you may all have come across, I've been doing like mad, but has only really just got started here, is, and I can see that coming up on the list, what's just got started here. We've had a MoleNet project using wireless technology and mobile devices, and we're very lucky to have John Whaley in to give us a session on digital storytelling. And I had come across this previously at the university. There's a university whose name I can't remember, of course, but if you put digital storytelling into Google, you'll find it, where they've done a lot of research on it and why it works for teaching and how it works. And this is really, I can see here, from students creating their own work, teachers creating their own work, group projects. And what it is, it's just very simply getting people to assemble a story in pictures, then adding some sound, so their own narration, and then adding some, really great subtitles on the top. So they actually get, and then sort of gluing it all together, and you get, it feels like a little video, but it's basically pictures, sound, and words. And they've been very useful as a method in various teaching scenarios, very good for reflective learning, very good for investigating, and good for recording the student experience. And I did sort of think that that really is the next step, where we are all content creators, and we might move from PowerPoint towards this digital storytelling for all sorts of projects. Now, the main reason I would be suggesting digital storytelling now and not 5 years ago is because 5 years ago I'd be thinking, oh, the software we need, and people don't have the editing skills, and I'll have to get all sorts of expensive software. But for this session we did it with a range of free softwares, which I am typing in with one finger now. Is that those? I'm going to send them up. So with these three, you can create a really nice digital story with Picasa, Photo Story 3, and Format Factory for when at the end, when you've created it, you want to crunch it up and maybe put it on an iPod or an MP3 player or on the web. And it'll also do that for PowerPoint as well. And so those three free bits of software, I didn't have any problem getting IT to put them on the computer. I thought I would. And really within, with a couple of hours, you could really get something quite decent. And then I noticed online, we've got on the BBC site, they've done a whole load for BBC Wales, and there's actually a guide there. So I'd like to know, has anyone interested in that, or can see them using that, and with a group or on their own, or with students? So I can see somebody has said they've had students creating their own works. Very interested. Oh, TeacherNet, I can see that's come up already. I'm kicking myself because I can't remember the name of the website. I popped it in a hyperlink. I think it's the University of Gloucestershire or somewhere that's really cool on it. I think it really, the change is that these things are free and easy to use, and also we're all a bit more used to editing and mixing things together. And on our computers they tend to make things easier for us now than they were before. There is still a hurdle with compressing things, I think, and getting them onto different devices, but that seems to be getting easier. So that's the end of my little presentation. I'd love to answer questions, and I can't hear them, but I can see them. So how does that? Any issues?
Yeah, well, first of all, I'll just say thanks very much, Sandra, for
Oh, thank you. Hi, Neil.
I know it can be a bit daunting when you kind of can't hear everyone, but surely we were all here and listening.
I talk to myself all the time, you see, so I'm used to it.
That's good. You're used to it, so that's good. No, well, thanks a million. That was great, and great. Give us a lot of ideas, and the digital storytelling was very useful. There was one comment I noticed saying that there's possibility that we can't access the BBC website from Ireland, which is a bit of a shame.
Oh.
I'm not sure, or can't access certain parts.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. I'll download it. What?
Yeah,
it's not China, or so where is it?
No, yeah, that's what you think, but so apparently Lawrence was saying there that there's an IT-related problem.
Okay, with the like the iPlayer thing.
Yeah, but the 3D thing to download looks great. I'm sure we can definitely do that.
I think, okay. Oh, look at that. Right-ho. I get you. Yeah. Because, the iPlayer's been so amazing. It's changing everything here as the off-air recording and using video in the classroom. The iPlayer plus YouTube, has radically changed what we do in the lessons here.
Oh, there you go. It's great. It's definitely a great idea. Maybe we'll have to petition to get an Irish version.
I think so.
We'll see. Does anyone have any specific? Oh, hang on. Marie O'Hagan is saying have access to RTE iPlayer and have used it in classroom. So maybe that's the Irish equivalent. That's something that would be useful for everyone, I think.
It did come up. It hasn't been around that long, so they had to sort it out for here first, so I'm sure it will be on its way.
Yeah, exactly. So does anyone else, if anyone else has any more specific questions for Sandra, then type them in, and I'm sure she's available to take them now for the next few minutes. We'll just give you a few minutes to think and ponder if you have any questions.
Yeah, and I'm just looking up that website because I'm just fed up that I haven't found it for you. So I'm just going to sticking it in Google now. Here it is. Where's that gone?
There's a question from Brian, Sandra. He's asking, any recommendations for getting open source copyright-free resources?
I would say that explore the Creative Commons search now on Google, and I think on Yahoo. If you do the advanced search, you can ask it for things that people are happy to share, and I think that's really going to take off.
Yeah, definitely, and I'd say to Brian as well, if he wants to have a look at, we had a session on finding images earlier on in the series. You could look up if Brain Turnbull gave us some good ideas for finding open source images. So there's a few more coming in there, Sandra. Can you see them?
Okay, that's me saying suiting all levels of students. I would say here we teach kind of ESOL entry, and then levels 1, 2, 3 and 4. I think so. I think obviously the higher level courses you're going to have much more text to read, but